Got to try to throw those sparks in there real deep and good. There we go. Now we got this pine sap catching. Want to get this going. Hey everybody, welcome back to Wild. My name's Junior. I know we've met in the past before, but today I'm just going to give some brief stuff on how to find dry wood in the rain. Where we posted about starting fires and everything. We love survival, but just really knowledge. So I want to share a little bit with you how and what types of things to do. And right now it's been raining for probably, say, close to 20 hours here. It's chilled out a little bit, but as you can tell, everything is sopping wet. But I want to start right here at this pine tree. It really intrigued me. This is super awesome when it comes to building fires in the rain. So we're going to come and scrape some of this right here off. And then here in just a moment, I'm going to show you some other places to find dry wood in the rain. All right, so as you can tell, I got a flat piece of bark right here. This is just pine bark from this tree. What I'm going to do is scrape some of this off. And as I scrape it off, let me lay this down here. I want to kind of put it on there. Sorry, just so you can see. Get a good bit of this here. I'm trying to keep the camera in view while I'm scraping it. The stuff's pretty tough. And it's okay to lose some of it, because we can just pick it back up off the ground. We'll come right back down here, slide it there. Now this will get your knife real sticky, but that's okay. Anytime you find a damaged tree like this is great. But if you don't, since this tree's already damaged, I'm going to show you. Before you start your fire search, come in here and drill a hole like so. Make sure you get in good under the bark, as you can see right there. And then what will happen is, once this tree is damaged, it'll start trying to protect itself. And then later on, you come back after you do your foraging and you get your pine sap. When it comes to finding dry wood in the rain, one of the most sought after places is anything that's standing. If you look here beside me, you see this tree, or if you look real close, there's this briar limb here. It's been standing in this long rain we've had, so we want to grab that. That's going to be broken up as little pieces of kindling and fire starter to get us going. For different things out in the rain, this tree is down, but if you look, these some of these limbs here are vertical. Those are the ones you want to grab. I don't know if you can hear that crisp snap, but that's what we're going for right here. So all of this is dry, every bit of that. It's a little damp on the outside, but the innards are dry. So we're going to look around here and see if we find anything else. Okay, this is a good find right here, this old pine tree. So we're going to come in here, kind of chop some of this away. As you can see, it's significantly drier than the outside. So that's a good place to find some wood. So I'm going to harvest some of this. Another great find, this limb, this pine limb, as you can see right there, has fallen down. Let's kind of look into it. Turn this around. Oh yeah, a lot of dry to harvest in there. So we're going to harvest some of this dry and then we'll go on. Now, while just fell in a hole there, be careful for that. But while harvesting this stuff, as you can tell, I have it in my rain jacket. You got to keep it dry, because it does no good to harvest it in the rain if it gets wet, because you want the dryness. Now, as you can hear, probably the rain is starting to pick up a little bit. If you can't, it is starting to rain heavier here in the woods. But we're going to see if we can find one of my personal favorites. I'm looking for a fat lighter stump, and all that is a busted up or old pine stump where the tree has fallen and kind of some of the innards are still standing. And we'll use that and see if we can harvest any of the sap filled wood called fat wood or fat lighter from that. That'll help really good with the fire. Okay, everybody, here it is, what I've been looking for. This is an old pine stump. This is some good, what I call fat lighter. Depends on where you're from. can really tell it by the way it smells. But this stuff is incredible for starting fires that will help it burn hot. That is just sap coated wood. It's incredible for a fire starter, because with this we can scrape some shavings off and really help with that fire. All right guys, this is a great find right here. This is some kind of cedar pine. I just want to show you this. It is standing, but you can get in here. That's some really good wood right there. So I'm going to shave a few of these shavings off of here. Try not to damage the tree too much, because you want to prolong the life of the tree. But in a survival situation, it's okay to kind of dip in there a little bit. So like I said, I'm going to try to harvest some of this right here, get some of these shavings. If you look right here, I just wanted to highlight this. See the difference in the coloration? That's got sap in it. And this sap, once it's peeled and stuck in your pocket to kind of dry a little bit, that sap will accumulate. It will get sticky in your pocket, so be careful, but it will help with your fire starting. So we're going to go over that in a moment. Here's something to remember when doing your fire. I like to get bark, some old bark. One acts as a bed where you're going to put your stuff, and the other acts as a shelter where you're going to cover it to keep it dry. As you're building this thing and scraping your pieces in, you want it to stay dry, okay? Something else I like to do is I love these little containers here. This is just your container from your hand lotion for men, for very dry hands. It's great to scrape your contents in. So let's get to scraping with this. First, what we're going to do is take this fat lighter. Like I said, again, you can tell what it is by how sappy soaked it is. So we want to just rake some little giblets of that in there. You want to get them good and stringy and curly, and I'll show you what they look like here in just a moment. But it'll take a ton of those, okay? So I'm just going to kind of show you the difference in these real fast, and I'll spend some time raking them in. So give me just a moment. I want to put this in here to stay dry. All right, this cedar, you can kind of tell the cedar by the redness in there. Same thing. I'm going to scrape you some little giblets of the cedar. It's going to be a little harder because it's soft, but you want to get some of those strings in there. Try not to cut yourself. I definitely don't want to be bleeding out here in the rain trying to start a fire. But you can also peel these little outer layers of the bark off, because those things will dry out really quick, okay? And we'll add some more of those to it. But then also we want to take our dry pine, and again, try to rake some of that in there. You just want a bunch of soft stuff that's going to catch a spark real easy. And here in just a moment, we'll talk a little more about how to prep the other stuff to get it going, okay? So give me just a moment. I'm going to rake some of this in. I'll be right back with you. All right, so what I've done here is I got this prepped. I put that little sap block right there on top of all this. Have your pine fat lighter shavings in there. Have these little pieces of this briar vine. But I put that sap up there so when it catches, the flame will hit that. But this leaf is going to help also keep it dry, but protect it, or keep the heat in there, kind of create an oven type deal. And I have my other stuff sitting over here, kind of waiting. I want to light this piece of fat lighter when I get a flame, if I can. Let's kind of peel that away just to give it some good stuff. See that point? That point will be a lot easier to light. It's a lot less surface area to try to light. So see if we can get this thing to go. Again, this is going to slide in and out, so you want to be careful. It's designed that way so you can replace it, but I'm going to try to get us some good sparks in here. There's some of that sap right there. Oh. Let's just strike it for now, and we'll cover it back up with a leaf in just a moment. Again, everything is wet, so you're starting a fire in the rain. All right, give me a moment to rebuild. Okay, so I've rebuilt this and I've got it up. Like I said, the leaf is to keep it dry, but I'm gonna try to get in here and see what I can do this time. Gotta try to throw those sparks in there real deep and good. There we go. Now we got this pine sap catching. Want to get this going. The reason I say get this going because this will burn pretty good. That pine sap's going to help. I don't know if you can hear the wind and the rain picking up. But we want to take this dry pine here. Just continue to compile that dry pine. We need some small stuff though. So let's go ahead and get this stuff in here so it can start drying out. Because believe it or not, it will dry out, especially once that pine sap catches. This fat lighter is going to keep it burning for a little while. Man, it smells amazing. Now here's a trick to covering this fire. You don't want it to be completely snuffed out, so I'm going to do this number here. Create somewhat of a teepee in case the rain picks back up. It doesn't get wet again. But as you can see, this pine sap's starting to catch on, which is a great thing. It's going to keep all this going. And we just keep piling on. At this point in a real survival situation, you want to get as much of this fat lighter lit as you can, because you got that flame. Use it while you got it. I'm just going to spend some time building this and showing you what I'm doing. Get this big piece going. See how it's a little harder to light when it's big like that? But just give it a minute, and once it lights, it'll take and it'll be good. Now, if I wanted to, I could trim this into smaller slithers, but for now, this ground is soaking wet and I'm laying down. So we're going to keep this going for a moment. I know this is going to be a little bit lengthy video, but this is good. So all that fat lighter right there is going to burn pretty good. And it's about keeping your stuff dry and prepping it just right. You want to make sure you're doing that. And I got some more of this just regular hardwood. I'm about to lose my teepee here. Let's see if we can put a leg over here to help keep it up. There we go. But something like this, you just want to start small. I mean, this is probably bigger than what you normally should, but since most of this here is fat lighter, it's going to burn. And as that grows, then you continue to do your fire. This is how you start this fire here. And I hope you've enjoyed this. Hopefully we can get you some more content coming soon and help you with some more survival skills. Thank you so much. Have a good one.